Hello and welcome to News Across Nigeria. I'm Emana Amawe. Coming up on the program today. A coalition of Buhari support groups rally in Abuja asking the president to seek re-election in 2019. Commuters commend the federal government's intervention on the Calabar-Odukpani road. And public schools have been shut in Bauchi State to mourn the deaths of students who had been on excursion. Many thanks for staying with us and welcome to the program that brings you news from the length and breadth of Nigeria. A coalition of Buhari support groups in Abuja is calling on the president to seek re-election in 2019 or be forced to do so. The group is asking President Buhari to make a public statement declaring his intention on Monday, or they'd be forced to go to court on Tuesday to compel him to do so. The Senior Special Assistant to the President on Political Matters, Mr. Gideon Tamani, received the protesters on behalf of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation. But the president has not spoken on his intentions to run for another 4 years at the expiration of his tenure in 2019. There are, however, insinuations from some quarters that the president's body language has shown that he would likely contest for a second term. And the national leader of the All Progressives Congress, Senator Bola Tinubu, has met with members of the party's National Working Committee, that's the APC, led by its chairman, Mr. John Odige Oyegun. In an opening remark before the closed-door meeting in Abuja, Senator Tinubu admits that the APC is facing some challenges which urgently need to be addressed to win the confidence of Nigerians. The National Publicity Secretary of the party, Mr. Bolaji Abdullahi, while fielding questions from journalists, says he's delighted with the Tinubu-led Reconciliation Committee, but declined giving details on the meeting.
We've never governed before, or won the confidence of Nigerians to govern. We have a creed as is to really serve the country, change and reform the country. It's not easy to have those changes implemented like instant coffee. We have to grow it. We have to face challenges. So my mission is to reconcile and reposition, if any, and build the confidence.
We're all happy to work together. We are very delighted that Asiwaju has been given this assignment as our leader. And we are all ready and willing to cooperate with him. And in this meeting, we all made it very clear that we want to work with him and want to work together. And the national chairman said, in whatever way we will need to support Asiwaju in this assignment, we'll be happy to do that.
In the meantime, the national chairman of the People's Democratic Party, Mr. Uche Secondus, has high expectations about the performance of the party for the 2019 general election. The party leader was making the boast during the 6th anniversary of the Bayelsa State Governor, Seriake Dixon, where he and the governor welcomed back members who had left for other parties.
It's a carnival of some sort. The occasion of the 6th anniversary of Seriake Dixon as the governor of Bayelsa State. Different groups of men, women and youth, everyone doing their best to outdo the other. Among the dignitaries present is the chairman of the People's Democratic Party, who is here to commission a project, the Oxbow Lake Pavilion. It's not just a day of drum and dance. Aggrieved members of the opposition party in the state are also welcomed back to the PDP fold. The PDP chairman also uses the occasion to canvass support for his party.
This is one governor from day one that had passion for his people, that provided quality projects like the airport that we are going to commission, the health facilities, the schools, the roads, the bridges. This can only be found in PDP states. What we're asking others to do across the nation, leaders who had left, leaders in position, we are waiting for them to come. Just as it has happened here, it will happen in Abuja, it will happen in Katsina, it will happen in Sokoto, it will happen in Borno. We are waiting because this is the only party that can rescue this nation.
For the governor, the return of these aggrieved members is a welcome development.
I want to thank the chairman for coming with a very serious delegation of the party. And I thank him personally for always standing by us, for standing by and for supporting Bayelsa. And at all troubled times, he's been around supporting. And I'm delighted to have him here to see that his people are also with us. We're all together, moving forward. And Bayelsa has set the pace. What has happened here, that will signal a revival of the party under its leadership. And Bayelsa will continue to be with him and be with the party.
While the week-long celebration continues, the governor assures residents of his commitment to execute more life-impacting projects before the expiration of his term in 2020.
Meanwhile, there's an urgent need for political parties in Nigeria to build a structure that will constantly connect them with the electorate. This was the crux of discussions at the meeting between leaders of political parties and the International Republican Institute ahead of the 2019 general election. The president of the institute is appealing to parties to give more space to young people who want to run for elective positions.
Some political analysts have identified the disconnect between the electorate and some political parties immediately after elections are held as one major reason why political parties are not accountable to the people in Nigeria. This meeting with leaders of political parties in Abuja is convened by the International Republican Institute to address some of these issues that political parties face in Nigeria that oftentimes threaten their continuous existence.
If you want your parties to last forever, if you want families to say, I'm a member of this party because this is what it stands for, if you want your parties literally to last more than once, what you need to do is make sure that it stands for something for all.
IRI is going to try and do is work in a number of states to pilot a project where we help elected leaders, political party officials, and citizens on the ground to come together, share experiences, find solutions, help turn Nigerian politics into more of an issue-based conversation and one less about godfathers, money, and power.
Also discussed is the urgent need for political parties to be self-sustaining and develop an all-inclusive ideology that encourages young people to run for elective positions.
From the demands of all sorts of voters who haven't traditionally been part of the political system but should. Young people, people with disabilities, youth. Right? This is a country, frankly, whose future will not be determined by, a group of older men and women. It's a country whose future will be determined by your amazing young population. And we're just excited, IRI, to be part of that story all over the world and in Nigeria.
We need to build our parties as institutions with strong investment and financial base rather than as mere vehicle for winning elections.
There are currently 67 political parties registered to participate in the 2019 general elections. But their continued existence beyond 2019 would largely depend on how much they are able to implement and sustain their ideologies.